Christ Episcopal Church in Cooperstown, New York. This church is very historic in the community. James Fenimore Cooper had a major dealing to deal with the updates in the Gothic revival structure and the many architectural improvements on the church. We're going to go over here. We're going to actually go to James Fenimore Cooper's burial spot with his family. Wonder of the Country Road. Originally built in 1807. It was a rectangular meeting house. Christ Church is a typical of the colonial era time. We come around this side over here, and we're going to go to James Fenimore Cooper. Now, there were a lot of James Fenimore Coopers because that was handed down many generations, but this James Fenimore Cooper is the author of the Leatherstocking Tales, Pioneer, Last of the Mohicans, the Deer Slayer. James Fenimore Cooper, born September 1789, died September 1851. And this is the burial spot of his wife Susan Augusta, and daughter of John and Peter Delancey. So in those days, they built their graveyard, but the burial markers were laid down like this, as opposed to more modern times like this. So this is more accurate. The head would be up to the top, and foot would be down here. So there's Christ Episcopal Church. Many Coopers buried here. Susan Augusta Cooper over here. George Pomeroy, who was the wife of George Pomeroy and daughter of William Cooper. She was George Pomeroy. The Pomeroy house is over in town here. Actually, it's that away, right on the corner, that stone house. That's the Pomeroy house where Anne was married to George Pomeroy. And a lot of interesting and historic graves in this cemetery. There again, the beautiful stained glass windows. And there's one interesting stone I'm going to go to here. James Fenimore Cooper is my favorite because he's my main focus here. When I'm writing the book, The Leatherstocking Trails, James Fenimore Cooper's Cooperstown. It's an interesting marker over here if I can find it. Not sure if I can find it. Yeah, probably not. Let me see here if I can find it. I thought it was right over here. Oh yeah, there it is. It was here. Mary Ingalls. Not the Mary Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie, but another Mary Ingalls is buried here in Christ Church. What town is this? Cooperstown, New York. So we're heading out of the Christ Church. Stay tuned for more posts on this channel. More history of the great town, village of Cooperstown, New York, folks.